Hello Internet, welcome back to the BulbaSquad. Today, we start our Pokemon Snap playthrough. I'm so excited. Forgive me, this is an old game that I bought from a store, so it probably already has data on it.
Yep, and I'm here just as accompaniment, and I wanted to reassure you guys, don't worry, this isn't going to be taking over the channel. We're not going to suddenly become this Let's Play channel or even just primarily collectors enjoy themselves channel, because I'm an investor who enjoys himself. This will probably make up for 1 in every 6 videos, give or take.
Hello there.
About 1 in every 6 videos will be Pokemon Snap. We decided to do this because not only did Sarah want to play it in anticipation of the new Pokemon Snap, but I thought it wouldn't hurt to get some content out there for you guys that maybe a slightly different content that some of you would enjoy. Some of you don't enjoy it, you don't have to watch. But for those of you that do decide to stay here, I was actually gonna talk about various little topics throughout it that maybe just aren't meaty enough for me to make a full video on. Because there's actually a lot of topics like that. And so, for me, this is actually my first experience with Pokemon Snap. I've heard about various pieces of it, but I've never actually sat down and watched it.
Pikachu. 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 Alright.
And, for me, the only real experience I knew with this game was the Pokemon Snap cards.
Butterfree.
Again, don't worry, for any cards specific that we talk about, don't worry, we'll flash those on screen, so that way you guys aren't left out of the loop for it.
Butterfree.
Apparently there's little secrets here you can do to cause events to happen.
No, it's like, in order to kind of beat the game, and like get all the Pokemon, you have to go back to the courses and go through them a bunch. Too good. Yeah. Anyway, because that Snorlax is sleeping, you have to wake him up, and eventually, I'm pretty sure you get access to something like a... What are they? They're apples or something like that. And then you can throw them and cause Pokemon to use their attacks and whatnot, so that way you can wake up the Snorlax and cause other things. Is there anything over here? No? Okay. Ugh. I'm sorry if you're gonna hear lots of button mashing. I have an actual Nintendo 64 that I'm using.
Yeah, we had to go through quite a bit of trouble to get this thing set up. Lots of trial and error.
No, he's gone. Oh. Well, I guess I got that picture again. Eevee. Wait.
What is that thing rolling?
It's a Chansey.
Oh, okay.
Got him.
And so, just a little discussion I wanted to have. This is my personal thoughts. I can't really...
Oh,
I didn't want to make a video on it because it's just too speculative. I honestly think there's going to be some card movement in niche markets based off of the new Pokemon Snap game. Also, while I was tracking this game down across a bunch, I called probably like 12 stores in the area that had Pokemon Snap in the past. Basically, all of them told me the exact same thing. Pokemon Snap is in high demand, and every time they get them in, they just begin to sell out almost immediately. So, going based off of that information, I have a personal theory that some cards are going to move in value, specifically cards that maybe are video game related or maybe even movie related, but I'm not sure, because this is kind of a far-fetched idea, and we're in the middle of the 25th anniversary, so lots of things could cause movements to happen. But what my speculation is, and please, if you decide to go out and buy it based off of my idea, think it through first. Don't just go based off of what I'm saying. I don't want to influence your decision. I think the Pokemon Snap Pikachu promo, which right now is about $50, is gonna move. Because I don't think it sounds that far-fetched. But what are the odds that someone sees Pokemon Snap, goes, oh, this is cool, looks something up on the internet, and then finds Pokemon Snap cards. They find the original, I think it was 10 or 12 cards for the competition. They try to find these things. You're not gonna find them. I'll tell you right now. I only know where 4 copies of all these cards reside, and that's only because I've spoken to the people in E4. Like I think one of them is Q Chansey, and then we also have another one. He's a Bulbasaur guy, so you can guess which copy he has.
Alright, well, I'm gonna interrupt you really quick. For anyone who doesn't know how Pokemon Snap works, the reason I'm skipping through a lot of this is because it takes a lot of time. But essentially, after you take photos, Professor Oak will grade you on it based on the size of the Pokemon in your frame, the pose it's doing, your technique, I guess how centered it is, and I think however many different photos you take of the same Pokemon. So you want to take like 10 billion photos of the same Pokemon to get extra points.
Wonderful.
I don't remember what the points actually do. I don't know if you need to get a bunch of points in order to get new stuff in the game or advance, but just thought I'd explain that to everyone who hasn't ever seen or interacted with this game. Anyway, you can keep going.
Alright, so right now actually we're gonna leave the gameplay footage pretty much raw as it is. Tell us if you guys want to see this little in-between screen kind of where we're going through our pictures. If you do, we'll leave it in for you guys. But if a bunch of you guys tell us, nah, like we don't want to see that, can we stick to the gameplay? Sure. Well, we can cut it out, simply condense it for you guys, so that way it's a lot more compelling to watch and more as fast paced as a roller coaster with a camera can be. So where was I? Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought.
Talking about Chansey and Bulbasaur.
Oh yeah, Chansey and Bulbasaur know where those are, and if you do that, at least in my experience with the people I know, every time they've tried to source one of these cards, they actually end up finding the Pikachu promo. It's a Pikachu using Thunderbolt. And it's actually like, I think it's like $50 in English if you find it. It's not terribly rare, but it's rare enough that, alright. I don't know how rare it is because it's a very niche card. I work in the niche area of the market, that's my preference. But niche can mean one of two things. Either no one cares about it or it's super rare. Sometimes both. For example, we have the Zorua Illustrator. Like, out of whoever's made it this far into the video, I'd say probably maybe a handful of you are gonna know about the Zorua Illustrator cards that were done. I think it's called a Zorua Illusion competition, and they went all the way from kindergarten up to 12th grade. I think it was like,
Oh my gosh.
kindergarten to...
What is this? I did not know I could get the Pikachu to do that.
That would have been a great card for a Snap card.
Do a lot of pictures.
So, the Zorua illustration cards, they went from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade. Then I think it went like 9th to 12th.
Nah, yes, don't.
And honestly, I love them. Like, I personally wanted the 1st grade one. It's such a terrible drawing. It's a car, like one of those old ones that we used to draw, really just kind of squarish, terrible wheel wells, and then a Zorua in the middle of it. I love it. Honestly, I want it, but it's like a couple $1,000s at this point.
I think I got that.
I missed my chance to purchase it when it was like $1,000, and I would have bought it then had I been to the point where I am now, where I can
To sing, and it will. Alright.
the point where I am now, where I focus a little bit on my own personal collecting. Because when I actually started, sorry, this is gonna be a very free form video for you guys, because this is actually how I think. I'm very spontaneous. You can ask Sarah. She has to make me redo videos because I go way too far off the beaten path. And so I used to focus primarily on where I could make money, and instead of what I could collect, and I had a kind of loose understanding of how.
A lot of my pictures. Oops.
Yeah, and I had a kind of a loose understanding of finance and all that. But as my knowledge continued to grow, as I started to understand that collecting and investing go hand in hand, I realized that the Zorua card probably would have been one of the best ones I could have possibly gotten. It has rarity, it has a very unique art style.
Loud.
There are very few like it out there. Because, to my knowledge, I believe there's the Zorua illustration contest, Zoroark, Arceus, which is actually really difficult to track down. And I can't remember what others have been in recent history. I know there's the Pikachu Art Academy cards. But basically all of those have rarity and a sense of... they're very unique. You guys definitely have to see it. I'll make sure we put them in there because these things are very... whenever you see them, it makes you fully understand that you're not just collecting cardboard, you're collecting pieces of art. And whether it be a kindergarten's piece of art, that kindergartner's piece of art that isn't all that great whenever you compare it to masterpieces, or you're looking at the 12th grade pieces that are actually really cool and I like them a lot. The sense of rarity and uniqueness, there's something really exciting about it, knowing that you're one of the only people who has this card. It makes you want to kind of show it off and aim for it a little more. I see you staring at your Pikachus.
I don't know which one is the best.
The one on the ball, of course. I think the one that Mr. Professor Oak
But
approved
these
of.
are electrode pictures.
I like the one where Pikachu's falling off of it.
Which one?
Look, go down.
This one?
No, go down. Go back again.
This one?
No, like down. So the other pictures we had, the one that had Professor Oak's seal of approval on it earlier. There we go. Wow, that one.
Yeah,
Left.
that's electrode.
Left.
Oh, this one.
That's right.
You're right, that is.
Yes, that one. It looks like it's falling. That's
right,
why I
that
think
is
that
better.
was funny.
Alright, well I guess my Pikachu picture's pretty good. I wish I could give him that one.
Pikachu doing his best to escape.
Gosh, Pikachu, you left that electrode to just die. That's not good. Oh gosh. This one's okay.
I'm currently on the fence on if I want to make another evolution video. I really don't know, guys. Tell me what you think. I don't want to talk about it that much more because everyone seems to be focused again on evolutions. Because for those of you that don't know, when I last made that video, Evolutions was flirting with around $500 to $600. Now we're looking at almost $1,000 a box. I mean, what? The intrinsic value isn't going up. The rarity of the box isn't going up. I can almost guarantee you that. Simply because I personally know people that have like...
got a picture of Haunter?
Oh, yeah. That have like 50 plus cases of this stuff. I know so many people in my own personal like group where I talk to people. Everyone there has a minimum of 1 case of this box. I mean, that's ridiculous. Like you just look at Rudy from Alpha Investments. He had a freaking restroom filled with the stuff. The packs and the booster box have to correlate to some extent in price, but then if we look at the Elite Trainer box, we're looking at almost... Sorry, that was a phone. But if we look at the Elite Trainer box, we're looking at like $14, $15 per pack. But the booster box, whenever I did the math at 800, was $22, so that means we're looking at somewhere in the vicinity of like $25 or $26 a pack in the booster box. What? That's a $10 difference. That doesn't correlate. They need to be closer, especially if we're talking about a sealed product providing it. I've always understood that loose packs, just like a 36 pack lot that's loose instead of a booster box, is always going to fetch a lower premium, but just the space in between them is just so ridiculous. I don't know what to really make of it. Not to mention,
He didn't like that picture of Electrode. I'm so upset.
it's because I'm pretty sure you just took a picture of a murder. So, finishing up my thought, the intrinsic value of evolutions has not gone up, alright? The only place where you can even begin to try and make the argument that it should be where it is in the graded area. However, 90% of the cards you pull are going to be PSA 9, unless if you pull the EXs, in which case those have a higher likelihood of being a 10. But even if you get the best scenario and you successfully pull the Mega Charizard EX, that's only what, like $500 in 10? Because there's so many copies? Maybe $450?
Wonderful.
But then if you pull the holographic Charizard and people are like, oh, if it's a 9, it was at this price for so long. It's like, the 9, honestly, in my opinion, shouldn't even be at $200. Because there's so many copies of it out there. The 10, yeah, that's still going to be up there, but with this massive influx of cards that are being sent, just take a look at Graded Gem, where Z and G, you can see over there. There is an absolute avalanche of evolutions getting sent in to PSA and Unlimited. Not just regular Unlimited, but Shadowless. Some even Base 2 and some Legendary Collection getting sent in. It's gonna cause the evolutions cards to keep depreciating because theoretically, let's say we get like 100 base set Unlimited cards in PSA 7, 6, 5. I know a lot of people would rather have the authentic, original base set Unlimited cards over the Evolutions cards. It's just gonna have the WotC printing. It's gonna look better overall. Just more nostalgia attached to it. And as those populations go up, and Evolutions has to compete with them as the youngest of them all, what do you think's gonna happen? Evolution's gonna get the short end of the stick and gonna go down. Alright guys, so I actually think it might be best to cut it off here just because we've been probably talking for about 10-15 minutes. I don't know what happened there. About 10-15 minutes, maybe more, I'm not sure. Well, next time we'll probably put a timer just so that way we can make sure we're more on track. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sarah, you want to say anything before we sign off?
Nope.
Alright, so tell us what you guys thought of this video. Do you want to cut off the middle part? Sorry about the dog barking, and we'll see you guys next time.